West, nigga. Dear hater, you for real hater? Must not be on like you say, must not be getting no real paper. Nigga can't have more than you, you know them niggas will still hate you. Those are characteristics in a pussy nigga nature. Talk that shit behind my back, but be on mute when it's a facial. Smiling in my face, but you can't hide all of that hatred. I'm too silent, you a snake. I see that shit a mile away. Man of war, and I'm not sorry, blame that shit on U.P.K. Pussy ass nigga, you a pussy ass nigga. Oh, you confused, you think pussy ass nigga. This ain't drag racing, why you got that drag with you? I'm a bad kidder, pull up with two bad bitches. Masculinity be the reason she into me. She say she loving all that big priest energy. Don't remember me when I step in the facility. I'm screaming I.S.U.P.K, fuck the enemy. Oh, hey, this that one West world shit right here. Think I ain't got the bitch on me, you trippin', homie, that bitch right here. Brown liquor, don't sip that clear. Cloud of vision, let's get shit clear. I ain't even fuck around, homie, put the crown on me, yeah, this my year. Yeah. And I do this shit for my niggas who solid. I ain't resent for I truly acknowledge you ain't in this truth and you ain't in this body, cause bitch, you one body. We see it coming cause we really prophets. Oh, want you about it, but you didn't stop it. A hard head make a soft fast, I guess that's why you stop with your soft bag. Hood nigga that can outclass bougie bitches who talking about class. Soon as you cut a motherfucker, they be like, why you talking to me like that? Valuable lesson. Before you judge, I will check the reflection. Real love is correction. Real love is perfection. Ain't a flaw in it, this is raw business. Brotherhood is a weapon. Fuck around and get stepped on, try to step, watch how you step. Fuck around and get stepped on, try to step, watch how you step. 10 times out of 10 when we get it in, nigga, it's a win. If you ain't in the U.P.K, then nigga, it's a sin. Cause it's only one body, one truth, nigga, one spirit, yeah, one God. But when the shit hit the fan, pussy nigga ran, they got in the win. When niggas saying he was down, when really the nigga switch. Niggas saying he a ride for you, when really the nigga snitch. Really the nigga quit, hey, really the nigga bitch. Yeah, and I'm just telling you the truth about it, this ain't even a diss. Yeah, this how them niggas be acting. Talking that shit like they really be bout it, but when it come down to the action, that's when you find out that they lacking. That's when you find out that they acting. And fucking with my niggas, it's a sure way to end up in the casket. Bitches us against the masses. I don't mind getting dirty, but watch how I clean it up when it get nasty. I lift that Nina up and get the flashes, just cause I love my niggas with a passion. Yeah, oh, just cause I love my niggas with a passion. Borders are blue and fringy for the fashion. Yeah, you understand me? You standing tall on what we believe in. Yeah, either you stand on something or you fall for anything. Believe that. Look, and if you standing on the wrong thing, you falling anyway. One West, lost tribe.
Right back at you again, Officer Yahanna. Dropping something heavy for these cowards out here. Yeah. Coming straight from 125th, 1 West, Harlem, New York. Home of the truth, nigga. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Whom Yasha? And all the warriors be like, Whom Yasha? Kingdoms ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one, it was written. The men above me shout, Whom Yasha? And all the warriors be like, Whom Yasha? All day as we discuss how they don't like us. Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and war like apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us, watch where you stepping. Cause a scene, you gon' see how brotherhood is a weapon. Tough skin protect our wrists, teach girls and kids devoutness. Call them prophetess, a priest damn near nothing without it. More than rubies, cute and understanding when describing. Virtue, loving, no lip from the daughters of Zion. Gold teeth, earrings, chains, and the rings. Precious metals, fabrics, emphatic stones, and everything. Trying to catch the slang, rewind what we rap and slang. Lost in parables, the scripture breakdowns terrible. Yasha, Prince of the power, we are the Jews. God on earth, you can see it by watching all our moves. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Whom Yasha? And all the warriors be like, Boom Yasha. Kingdom's ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one. It was written. The men above me shout, Boom Yasha. And all the warriors be like, Boom Yasha. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments, God of the Bible. The men above me shout, Boom Yasha. And all the warriors be like, Boom Yasha. Kingdom's ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one. It was written. The men above me shout, Boom Yasha. And all the warriors be like, Boom Yasha.
You lie, sir.
You can hear me loud and clear. We got a mic. If you haven't done so already, y'all make sure you like and share the stream. Like and share the stream. Like and share the stream. We're gonna get right to it. In the staff.
They can hear you, sir.
They can hear? Okay. You understand? If you tuning in, type a 1 in the chat. If you tuning in, go ahead and type a 1 in the chat so I know you can hear us and you rocking and rolling with us. Okay. If you can hear us loud and clear, type 1 in the chat.
We got Trinidad on the line.
Most High Christ. That's what.
Go.
Y'all about to back at 5. What's up, mighty man? All right. You good to go, Quash? See the camera. Switch.
Yeah, we good, sir.
Okay, Most High Christ. Let's clap it up. All right. Most High Christ. Mathiah Shalom. Yahweh Bahashim. Yahawashi Barakatah.
Hey, Shalom, Yahawashi.
Damn, Mathiah coming in nice and crispy. I like that setup, bro. That is nice and crispy over there. Most High Christ. You understand? So now, of course, as you all know, we are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yahanna. We are not affiliated with no other Israelite group or Christian organization, and we teach the truth according to the Bible. And there's only one truth. There's no such thing as multiple truths. There's no such thing as we all have a piece of the truth, and we can come together and bring our pieces together to get the full puzzle. That's not how the Bible works. The Bible does not work like that. The Bible works like this. There is one truth, one faith, one baptism. If you didn't know, I just quoted the scripture for you so you know that that is, in fact, the Bible. That's how it works. There is no such thing as many faiths. There's no such thing as many baptisms. And that's why when we say we are not affiliated with no other Israelite group or Christian organization, that is the truth. Shalom, mighty man. That's the truth. You understand? Because that's what Christ said. That's what all the prophets said. If you did not fall underneath the banner of the man that the Lord chose, you are not in the truth. And it's important you understand that, because the quicker you can understand that, the quicker you would run to find the truth. But if you sitting in some fake Israelite group or some Israelite church, some wilderness Israelite congregation, a lot of you Israelites, you love going into the wilderness in RVs because you can, that way you can go and marry underage girls and do all types of freakisms outside of the public eye. You understand? You sitting in some church in some Israelite group thinking God is with you, and God is not with you. And you must understand that to protect yourself, because what's coming to this place, you're going to need protection. And I'm not talking about just carnal protection. You're going to need supernatural protection. You understand? Shalom, our wadi, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah Brakatah. Shalom, young man Darius, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah Brakatah. That's what you're going to need. You understand? And the truth is found in the I.S.U.P.K. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yahanna. You understand? The Bible says that the true Jews, the children of Israel, the biblical Israelites, are your so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's our wadi that just jumped on. Shalom, our wadi, Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah Brakatah. I got two right here, priest. The water. That's what the Bible.
You hear me?
Yep, I hear you now, priest.
No.
Most High Christ. So now, the Bible also says our oppressor is the devil. And it's important you understand that as well. Because if you can understand the Bible calls our oppressor the devil, you can understand the spirit of the Bible. And we're going to go into that tonight. Many of you don't have an understanding, the proper understanding of what the scriptures are talking about. Many of us have been taught to believe the Bible is just a collection of bedtime stories, tall tales. There's a book we read in school. Let me know if I'm the only one. If y'all remember this book, it's a book called Aesop's Fables. Anybody else? I guess I was the only one that paid attention. Nobody remember that? Aesop's Fables. If you ever heard of that book, type a 1 in the chat. Aesop's Fables. You understand? We've been made to believe the Bible is like Aesop's Fables. It's a collection of myths, a collection of poetic and meaningful stories and short stories. That's not the Bible. The Bible is the history book, the set of laws, the Constitution, and the prophecies of one particular family. Go ahead, Shapat.
It's like, what's that book called, The Canterbury Tales or something like that, where they got the original Red Riding Hood story in there and stuff like that, where they really were scary stories and gruesome stories. That's
right. All of them. Most of the childhood stories that we grew up hearing were horror stories that were written in most of them in Europe. You understand? And they adopted them now to make them kid friendly. You understand? Even that song, Ring Around the Rosie, Pocket Full of Posy. Anybody know what that's really about? Bakwash?
It's about the plague.
Yes. It's about the Black Plague. Ring Around the Rosie was one of the symptoms that you would get. It was what we call today ringworms. You understand it? You get ringworms and everybody know you dirty. You understand? Or you live in dirty conditions. Well, Ring Around the Rosie was a condition, they had ring sores. You understand? A pocket full of posies. Posies are flowers. And the Europeans believed that having these flowers would ward off the plague. So they would stuff their pockets full of posy flowers. You understand? Ashes, we all fall down. Really listen to that. That's not a kid's story. What do you mean? Ashes, we all fall down. That comes from the Black Plague in Europe. A buffalo? Yeah, absolutely. Bring him on. That's your Quatazar? Yes, please. The water tube of Quash. Right? That's what all these children's stories come from. And you believe that Adam and Eve were two white people that were running around frolicking naked in some jungle because of people making the Bible to be like these myths and fairy tales. You believe that Eve talked to a snake. Talked to a literal snake. She grabbed the apple, she ate it, she talked to a literal snake. You believe that Mary had a child without ever having sex. Christianity is the reason why people don't believe the Bible, because Christianity is nonsense. When you look at Christianity and the doctrine that they teach and believe, anybody that's a grown adult with any sense would say, why the hell would I believe that? What are you talking about? What are we discussing here? The problem is you haven't been taught to understand that Christianity has nothing to do with the Bible. They are two separate entities. They don't agree. You understand? That's like you making a religion off of the United States Constitution. The Constitution wasn't written for your damn weird religion. It was written as a set of laws to govern the nation. And that's what our oppressor has done. They have taken our records, taken our history and they have used it to now try to give their false religion credibility. You understand? And that's why most people now believe these tall stories. Anybody ever heard this? Type of 1 in the chat if you ever heard this growing up. Type of 2 if you never heard this. Satan was the most beautiful angel. He was in charge of the music in heaven.
Right.
Type of 1 in the chat. You ever heard that before? Satan was the most beautiful angel, and he was in charge of the music. Go ahead, Shapat.
I forgot what it was told. Why do they even say the apple? Because that's not in it.
Because of the famous painting by, I believe it's Leonardo da Vinci. If not him, some other Italian Renaissance artist, where they painted the garden scene. And they painted that scene with a white lawn. They adopted it to make it more not so vulgar. They put fig leaves over their private parts. But originally, he drew them as a white man and a white woman that were naked, and then a snake hanging from the tree, and Eve holding a bitten apple. And from that image is how they helped propagate and spread the lie that Adam and Eve were white. They were literally naked. It was a literal snake, and the fruit that they ate was a literal apple. Of course, when you come into the I.S.U.P.K, everything about Adam and Eve that we were taught is wrong.
Right.
You understand? Adam and Eve were not white. You understand? They weren't literally naked. They didn't eat a literal fruit, and the snake wasn't a literal snake. If you're not Black, Hispanic, or Native American, you won't understand that, though. Just like when I say I'm going to the crib, I got a bad shorty waiting on me at the crib. She's a dime. I'm not talking about I have a short-statured, misbehaving, woman that's sitting in the baby's crib. I'm talking to be Black and Hispanics know what I'm talking about. I ain't got to break that down. I'm not going to break that down. You understand? The problem is we have learned the Bible from a people that the Bible was not written by nor talking to. And so because of that, we have a misunderstanding. That's like listening to white people dissect rap songs. You ever see that? Social media and YouTube is full of white people giving you the breakdown on what the lyrics mean. Who the hell made you the expert? How the hell you gonna tell me about Nas? I know about Nas. We grew up the same as Nas. Where does your credentials come from? How you gonna tell me what Nas meant in this line? How you gonna tell me what Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube meant in this line? Well, that's the oppressor. They take our culture and then believe they're the subject matter expert on our culture. The Bible is our culture. Go ahead, Shapat.
Just like that she saw a devil that started breakdancing at the Olympics, and she was like the eye of the breakdancing segment because of that God that she did rolling on the floor like a dog. Right,
brother. If it wasn't for the fact that we realized that she was a fraud, 20 years from now, they would have said she started breakdancing. 50 years from now, they would have said she was the start of this culture. You don't believe me? We looking at it right now. Who do they call the king of rock and roll? Who they say is the king of rock and roll? Go ahead, brother. Elvis Presley. When we got grandfathers and grandmothers that still remember, that's old enough to tell you, Elvis Presley was a goddamn culture vulture. He didn't start anything. That's why Little Richard, you understand, as gay as he was, you understand, he always said the truth when it came to, I started this. They don't never want to give me nothing. You know, we laughed because he was so flamboyant and gay. So everything he said was funny to hear. He was a funny cat to look at because of all the deviancy surrounded by him. But what he was saying was the truth. They take everything we got. I started this. This isn't that. Everything Little Richard was saying is the truth. Them devils stole our culture and made themselves be the forefront. And that's what they have done with the Bible. Precept. Hold on, let me get the precept.
Can you say that again?
These oppressors have stole our culture and made themselves at the forefront, and that's what they have done with the Bible. Precept. Shalom, Shariah, Yaquar. I see you, sis. What's the precept? There's a couple of them you can go to. Anybody online? Who's that? That's your Shalom to that's Barak. Shalom, Barak. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Barakathah.
Shalom to Yabba Shua Shabakatah. Shalom Yabba Shua Shabakatham to all the Akim as well.
Go ahead, Bakwash.
Psalms 83. When it said, let's cut off the name of Israel.
That's a perfect one to go to. I'll go to one before that, though. Let's go to Job 9:24. Let's go there first. You understand? I'm priest and officer 5,000 Kazaka and Mod. I got many mighty men in here rocking and rolling. And we got priest and officer. Let's clap it up for priest and officer 5,000 Sawap Yahanna and Trinidad. You understand? I got priest and officer of 1,000 Bakwasia. Give him a hand. You understand? Priest and officer of 1,000 Barak. Give him a hand. Priest and officer of 500 Arawadia. Give him a hand. Priest and officer of 500 Shapat Dayak. Give him a hand. We got Trooper Mataya rocking and rolling. Give him a hand. We got the young man that's been rocking and rolling as well. Young man Adolphus. Give him a hand. You understand? Don't think what we're doing is a small thing. I just want to, just for the brothers that's in here and the brothers and sisters that's in the truth, do not ever forget and let Satan convince you to think because people are not showing up the way we know they should. Like we have the truth. We have the most precious thing in the universe. And so we understand it's like everybody should get this. When I say everybody, of course, within context, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Everybody should have this. Everybody should flock in here and sit in these seats and get this precious pearl that I'm willing to sell everything for. The problem is we live in such a wicked society that evil has been made good and good has been made evil. So our people need a lot of help in understanding the value in this right here. Right. The Lord called you. You understand? The Lord chose you, brothers and sisters. So it didn't take too much necessarily, relatively speaking. It didn't take too much for you to understand the value in this truth. And don't ever think what we're doing is insignificant. It's not working. It won't ever grow. That's Satan talking to you. What we're doing right here is bringing down the greatest kingdom to ever exist. And we're doing it in a way that no other nation could ever do it. No other nation has ever got their independence and liberty through what we're doing right here. Every other nation that has existed and that has been oppressed by another nation, they had to physically overthrow it. They had to physically rebel and become insurrectionists to overthrow the people over them. We are the only people in history who don't have to do that. And that's not the way we have to do it. According to the Bible, we are the only people that us doing this right here is how we bring down the greatest kingdom. And that's why it's so poetic, because Esau, he's looking for us to be terrorists, bugging phones, and he got all type of files on all you brothers. You understand? Watching us to see, waiting on the day we gonna rise up and just overthrow America and terrorize white people. See, the beautiful thing, Esau, you understand? Agent McGillicuddy, you understand? The beautiful thing about what we're doing is that would never happen. You're looking for the wrong thing. What you should be worried about is brothers putting down your drugs. Right. What you should be worried about is brothers refusing to unalive. I could say kill. I'm thinking we on TikTok. Brothers murdering their brothers and sisters. What you should be worried about is black women and Hispanic women refusing to give you money to kill our children in the abortion clinics. That's what you should really be worried about, because through that is how we fix our people and bring down your empire. You should be worried about us using this as a goddamn doormat. That's what you should be worried about. You understand? Because the Bible says the man of sin revealed, the great falling away happens. That's when Christ can come back. Right. That's why we call you the devil, so we can bring our king back. It's nothing personal to you, white people. We just want our king back. That's it. So because of that, we got to tell the truth about who your people are. You're the devil. Right. If this was a Chinese man, we would say the Chinese is the devil. If this was an Arab, we would say the Arab is the devil. If this was an African, a Filipino, a Hawaiian, we would say they are the devil. Unfortunately, your people have been so bold and arrogant enough to paint our king in your image. That makes you the devil. That makes you the deceiver. And this is how we destroy your kingdom. You understand? Go ahead, Shapat.
I got a precept, sir.
Go ahead.
The book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 49. I am come to send fire on the earth. And what will I, if it be already kindled?
That's what Christ said. Christ is telling you he's coming to send fire on the earth, which dispels the entire Christian. We talked about this Monday. Anybody that was watching Let a Hebrew Speak, we went into this Monday a little bit. The whole perception of the church regarding the return of Jesus Christ is that Christ is coming back sweetly. They sing songs in church. I'm going up the yonder to be with my Lord. And they, you know, everything about it is beautiful. You understand? We want to get caught up in the rapture of love. Everything about the Christian understanding of Christ's return is not the biblical return of Christ. Christ is coming back, brother. It's Judgment Day. It's the reason why it's called Judgment Day. If you ever been in court, even if you're innocent, nobody looks forward to the day the verdict is getting read by the judge. Even if you're innocent, you still in court and your stomach turning like, oh shoot, you know you're innocent, but it's like I'm nervous to hear what the judgment is. Well, that's Judgment Day. Christ is coming to render judgment. It's going to be a terrible day, especially for all of you that are anti-Christ, aka Christians. Go ahead, Bakwash.
So there's a question and a comment online.
What we got?
There's a question from Austin One says, Shalom Yabashim. How can we break down that smoking weed and vapes and eating edibles, etc., is a sin to people that do it, sir?
Excellent question.
And then the comment is from Stephen Williams, says the Jewish Kabbalah is behind all the manufactured racism, all about destroying the Gentiles, especially the European ones, whom are not the son of the devil, as the so-called God's chosen portray. You guys should be standing with your European brothers. All racism has been manufactured by the Jew over 2,500 years. They own and control Hollywood, media, government, education, and everything.
Oh, man. Stephen Williams, you just cut yourself in that comment. Stephen, you said the Jewish Kabbalah is behind all the manufactured racism. And we, as God's chosen people, should be standing with our European brothers. I'm assuming when you say European, you're referring to the Caucasians. The problem is because you don't know history, you don't know that the Jewish men are Europeans. You understand? The people that you are blaming for the problem, which they are the problem, they are the people you're telling us to stand with. Those Jewish people are not the actual Jews. You understand? They are Europeans. If you do their lineage, majority of them come from Poland, Ukraine, and Russia. You understand? They come from Eastern Europe. That's why when you look at their dress code, you ever see them big hats they wear? It's called a, I did a whole video about it and I forgot. Kolpik. I believe that's what, if I'm wrong, somebody correct me. Kolpiks and I forgot the name. Those hats that they wear, you see Jewish people wear them big fur round hats. That's nowhere in the Bible. You know where they do wear those hats? In Russia. You got to ask yourself, why do a people that live in a Mediterranean climate in Jerusalem, why are they wearing clothing that is something you would wear in the cold? Because that's where they come from. They come from the cold. They come from Eastern Europe, Ukraine, Russia, Poland, Germany. That's where they come from. Their language is not even real Hebrew. It's Yiddish. If you take a German speaker and a so-called Hebrew, which is their Yiddish speaker, they can roughly understand each other speaking in German and their Yiddish, because Yiddish is a derivative of a Germanic language. These people are not the real Jews. They're European. And so in order for us to join them, you are telling us to join the devil. You're telling us to join the people that you yourself is saying is responsible for all of the conflict and the problems. We can never join the devil. We can never join our oppressor. The Lord said he hates Esau. Why would we ever join who the Lord hates? That doesn't make sense. We don't go against God in here. Let me get Shapat real quick in the Bakwash. Go ahead.
So like, sir, it's called a shatray mail. And
Strimel.
It's Yiddish.
The water, a Strimel and Kolpiks. Those are two different ones. The water too, Shapat. Go ahead. Oh, go ahead, R.Y. This Salaki, priest. I ain't see you.
Hold on, Salaki, sir. I was going to tell you the name of the big furry hat that the Ashkenazis wear.
Yeah, go ahead, priest.
No, Shapat, he already hit it.
Okay,
Swap.
Most High Christ. No sweat. Yep, that's what they call the strike. There's two of them, Strimels and Kolpiks. Those big furry hats. We didn't wear furry hats in Jerusalem. There's no records in the Bible where we wore that because the climate doesn't even call for us to have that type of dress code. The long trench coats. Come on, man. Use your damn logic. Why are you in the Middle East wearing long trench coats? That's not, the dress code doesn't call for that, but that's their culture from Eastern Europe. And when they migrated to our land, they brought within their culture. You understand? And that's why it sticks out like a sore thumb. Nobody else in the region dresses like that. Go ahead, Bakwash. Shalom, you Quatazat, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Brakatha, mighty man.
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Brakatha, sir. How you doing, sir?
I'm too wild. We got I.S.U.P.K Buffalo in the building. Go ahead, Bakwash.
He responded. He said the Jew Kabbalah created Christianity and Islam for the final battle, and that's what it's all about.
The Jewish Kabbalah created Christianity and Islam for the final battle. Now, that's not halfway wrong. That's about, I'm going to give you 50% right. I need to know what is the final battle. I need you to tell me what you believe the final battle is, Stephen. This is where I think you're going to get the other 50% wrong. But Christianity was created by the so-called white man. You understand? Islam was created by the so-called, it's a creation of Muhammad, but Islam was nothing more than Christianity. You understand? Muhammad just took bits and pieces from different religions, chiefly from our records. You understand? So Islam is nothing more than a conglomerate of Christianity. You understand? A mashed up nonsense. Go ahead, Shapat.
I thought the Khazarian Empire, which they are, they Quasars, whatever, that they actually picked trying to search, our records, to follow our records, because Christianity was on one side of them and Islam was on another side of them, and they didn't want to pick either one of them, so they chose to believe like we believe.
Well, that's part of it, but the actual history, not the actual, that's part of it. But even before that, Esau has always sought out to copy us. You understand? Esau, even before the Khazarian Empire, these people have always cosplayed as us. You understand? Okay, everybody has. You go read Babylon of Timbuktu and how we influenced the Africans. That's why you dummies in these fake Israelite groups, you talking about the Igbos and the Fulani are the lost Israelites. You think the Ethiopians are the original black Jews simply because they have certain Jewish customs. Who do you think they learned that from? They simply learned it from us while we were in Africa. Right. Just like everybody does. If we were, everything that we do rubs off on everybody else. For heaven's sake, we got a white woman at the Olympics trying to do what we do. We influence everybody. Just because somebody does what we do doesn't make them us. And we should really understand that. Let me get Officer Nawanya Allah's question. The smoking and how we can get us to sin, right? So get me the fire in between the lips, Proverbs. If y'all just now tuning in, make sure you like and share the stream. It takes nothing from you to like and share the stream. You understand? Hit that thumbs up, share the stream, do your part. Do your part. You gotta remember what we're doing right here. Our forefathers and foremothers were killed for doing exactly what we're doing right now. They had to sneak and do what we're doing so boldly, so publicly. And if you really want to get down to the nitty gritty, guess who those people were? That was us. We were killed in times past for doing what we're able to do so boldly now. You should never take that for granted, and you should never lose sight of that. That lets you know we are in the end of this place, that we can speak against America in the capital of America. Go ahead, Bakwash.
Right after that, Officer Barack has a question as well.
Okay, let me get Nawanya Island, then we get Barack's question. Who got that? Go ahead, if you could, mighty man, nice and loud.
Proverbs chapter 16, verse 27. Mm-hmm. An ungodly man diggeth up evil, and in his lips there is as a burning fire.
Stop right there at the water. The first part you got to break down is what? If you're breaking this down to a Christian, what's the first thing you have to address, Shapat?
This is what an ungodly man does.
That's true. The scripture just said that. There's something you have to address first if you're breaking this down. Anybody online? I got a delay, so if your hand raised, I can't see it. I got like a good 30-second delay.
Hey, Salakia, sir.
Go ahead, Yaquata.
If I may, if you read the precept above 27, though, it speaks about like when he labored, though, when he worked for it, though, something wicked in his mouth.
Right, but without going to another precept, dealing right in this precept, what is the first thing? Okay, if you're talking to a Christian, if you're breaking this down, what would be the first thing you would break this down? What was the first thing you would tackle, Shapat?
The fact that the smoke, you have to put fire in between your lips, a burning fire in between your lips.
I hear you, but you're trying to jump in the head. I think, brothers, and this is what happens. This is just a teaching tool for brothers that's in the school. Because you have been in here and it sticks and you locked in, you kind of forget where you came from and where you were when you first came in. You have to give the milk. So the things that you just skip over and think there's no necessarily significance to, you have to break down because people don't know the things that you're going to look over. Go ahead, Quash.
The one there says dig the plants.
Before we even get there, I'll give it to you. Ungodly. You said that? So like I missed when you said that. Ungodly. You have to break down what is godly, what is ungodly before we even tackle anything else. Because what you'll realize is most Christians don't have the right perception on what is godly according to the Bible. They don't have the right perception on what ungodly is. So what is godly and ungodly? That's the first thing you have to tackle when breaking this down. What's godly and what's ungodly according to the Bible? Anybody? Shapat?
It has to be according to the law.
Okay. That's true. That's true. There's a better answer. It's definitely according to the law, but there's a slightly better answer. What's godly and ungodly? Shapat?
Something that Christ would never do.
That's what you need, because the man that followed the law came to Christ and said, I have done all these things since my youth. What now should I do? Christ said, sell all you have and come follow me. You know what's godly and ungodly based off of, does this follow Christ? You don't have to say the law. All you have to do is say follow Christ, because Christ followed the law. Christ taught the law. You understand? What you don't want to do is try to, and I'm not saying nobody did that, but you have to say it a certain way, because there's a lot of people that try to remove Christ from the equation. All you need is the law. It's a lot of fake Israelites. All you need is the law. The same cats that argue John the Baptist is in the truth. All you need is the law. They want to remove Christ from the equation because they don't follow Christ. Christ is what you have, who you have to follow. And so anything that will go against Christ is godly and ungodly. You understand? And Christ followed the law. The law, of course, is given all throughout the Bible. And to go against the law is what you have sin. That's what sin is, the transgression of the law. So when you break this scripture down, you have to break this down first, addressing that. The things that are ungodly are the things that go against Christ, the things that breaks the law, because Christ followed the law. Go ahead, Bakwash.
So, Candace Porter said it's like it's her gossiping. So I'm breaking it down.
Gossiping? So like I'm a little bit lost, Candace. What you know what she mean, Bakwash?
Not sure.
Okay, Candace, you might have a delay. You might be addressing something I said earlier. Candace, when you hear this, exit out the stream, close it out, and then come back in. So that way you'll be right where we are. You might have a delay, and I might be addressing something that I mentioned earlier. I'm not quite sure what you mean by gossiping. You know, so that's what you got to address. What's godly and what's ungodly. So now,
I think that's what you're talking about. What's godly and what's ungodly? Gossiping.
Okay, gossiping is ungodly because there's a law about not backbiting. There's a law on gossiping. So gossiping is ungodly. That's how you gauge anything, whether or not Christ would do it, whether or not this goes against Christ. You understand? Christ told us, he who hated his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. You understand? So that's what you get to judge everything off of. There's a biblical basis to everything. The Christian church, they create their own standard on what's godly and ungodly. Give me something that's ungodly to Christians. Bakwash. That is lawful. Give me something that's ungodly to Christians, but is absolutely lawful. Go ahead.
Multiple ribs.
Multiple wives. That's ungodly to Christians because they have their own standard. You go into the Bible, a man can have 11,000 wives if he wanted to. You understand? That's not ungodly because there's no biblical basis for them to call that ungodly. Go ahead, young man of Dolphins.
Celebrating birthdays?
Celebrating. No. The Christians do celebrate birthdays. That's godly to them. I got you saying you're doing the opposite. That's godly to them. That's ungodly to the Bible. I'm gonna come to you, Shapat. Who was that?
It's a lot.
Go ahead, go ahead, mighty man.
Black Dazzle saying cuss words.
Off the water. Forget about it. Cuss words. Brother, we weren't even allowed to say dang in my household. We couldn't say dang. We couldn't say shut up. We couldn't even say fart, growing up. We had to say pass gas. We couldn't say lie. We had to say fib. Christians create all types of trash on the standard of what's godly and ungodly, but in reality, there's no biblical basis for what they're talking about. Christians say cussing is ungodly. That's nowhere in the Bible. Cussing is just strong, harsh language. You understand? What you got, Shapat?
Sex before marriage.
Sex before, no, forget about it. Christians, this whole concept is just muddy because sex is marriage.
Right.
So Christians believe that having sex before marriage is ungodly, yet that's what all Christians do. If they really believe that, there wouldn't be broken homes in the church. There wouldn't be single women in the church. But the problem is they don't even believe what the false thing that they claim to believe. Sex before marriage is not even real. And they don't even believe the thing that's not even real. You understand? What else we got? What's something that's ungodly to the church, but it's absolutely lawful? Go ahead, Bakwash.
One more time.
What? Something that's ungodly to Christians, to the church?
Ungodly.
Right, to them. That is unclean to them, but it's lawful according to the Bible.
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead. Yaquatazar, and then whoever. Oh, that was Barack after. Go ahead. Yaquatazar.
I had one. Here go a straight one right here. Shooting dice, playing CeeLo or playing 7-Eleven. Crap.
Damn, brother. Do you know? Let me give you a personal story real quick. When I came in, brother, and I seen brother shooting dice, oh, that hurt my Christian heart. Like, I thought these niggas was in the truth. What is these niggas doing in here with dice? Somebody gonna die. The church teaches us to look at the things that are absolutely lawful as unclean and ungodly. You are allowed to gamble. You are allowed to shoot dice. Moses made most of his decisions, not most. Moses made a lot of decisions using the dice, the Urim and the Thummim. You understand? That's what Moses did. That's what casting lots is. The church would tell you, over there shooting that dice. Okay, and what's the problem with that? According to the Bible, there is no problem. Go ahead, Barack.
Drinking. Not being a drunk, but drinking.
Forgive me. I wish I had a drink right now. I would have one just to spite Christians. You understand? Drinking. Yo, Christians hate that you over there is drinking. Yeah. What's the problem, mama? I can't even drink in my mom's house. You understand? Now, you ain't gonna be in here drinking. Oh, but it was cool when I was blowing down that weed in the basement, though, as a teenager. You understand? It was cool when I was smoking the weed. You were scared to come say something to me about that. But the drinking, that's a no-no. No drinking. Christians create laws. They create restrictions that are not in the Bible. And at the same time, they completely disregard the actual rules and restrictions that are in the Bible in favor of what they want. The Christians have created something entirely separate than the Bible. And that's why you have to understand Christianity and the Bible are two separate entities, right? So now establishing what's ungodly and ungodly is the first step. So now let's read the scripture again from the top.
Proverbs chapter 16, verse 17. I'm sorry, verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
An ungodly man diggeth up evil, and in his lips there is as a burning fire.
Right. So now an ungodly man, a man that does not follow Christ, a man that does not follow the law, a man that does not follow the Bible, he now digs up evil. When it says digs up evil, it's referring to the thing that you dig up, that you now go and put fire between your lips. You have to understand, before we had a word for smoking, this is how you would describe smoking. You understand? If you got to try to imagine, if you didn't have a word to describe smoking, how would you describe it to somebody that has no concept of what smoking is? Who say, you roll it up. You roll what up? The marijuana. What is marijuana? Nigga, it's a plant. Oh, so you got to go and you go and roll the plant up? No, you got to dig it up. You got to take the leaves off the stem. You got to dig it up and you roll it up and then you smoke it. But what, the water, priest? What was his wine? La Yasha'Allah. Ooh, Christians, you understand, you are allowed to drink. Christ had wine, and I'm gonna have some wine for my king tonight because he can't have it, because he died on the cross to make sure you can get a chance to stop being a homosexual, to stop being a pork eater and a crab eater and a stripper and a liar and a child molester and a lesbian. And you spit on our king's sacrifice by choosing to make your own rules while disregarding God's rules. La Yasha'Allah, this is to our king right here, man. And Lord allow, we get on them chariots and have a drink with our king very soon.
Right.
Where was I at? Go ahead, Bakwash.
It's like, if I could, Christians are stupid.
Yeah.
Because they would say, you can't drink, but when Christ turned water into wine, they boast about that.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't drink.
But
Christ is giving you wine.
What did he turn? Bakwash, what is he turning water into wine for if we can't drink it? This nigga just doing tricks just for show. Ta-da! You have reduced the entire perception of our king into something that is just disgusting. Christ was not David Blaine. You understand? Christ wasn't doing party tricks. Right. You understand? To entertain anybody. Christ was performing a miracle, you understand, to show the power of God. And he performed a miracle that was absolutely lawful. He turned water into wine because Israelites drink. Right. It's lawful for us to drink. And you should have a drink every now and then if you can handle it. You understand? If you don't know if you can handle it, you can't handle it. You understand? If you're unsure, just take my counsel. Don't drink. You can't handle it. Go ahead, Shapat.
I could on the cast and lots. They act like Christians act like it's so bad to roll dice for money, but they'll sit in their Monopoly game and be mad flipping the board and everything because somebody's rolling good rolls and getting all pocket face and bullwalk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hypocrite.
Yeah, Monopoly is no different than rolling dice, brother.
Right.
It's just because the white man gave you a board to roll it on and a little couple trinkets to move, you're doing the same thing. Monopoly is shooting dice. Uno is spades. You understand? The way y'all get mad at the Uno game, Uno is the new spades. But of course, you don't look at it like that because you don't have a real compass on what's what. You understand? If you were to describe smoking to somebody, this is how you would describe it. A man that diggeth up evil and he take it as a fire in between his lips. Somebody get me designer drug. Look up designer drug.
And Salakia.
Go ahead, your quad design.
And Salakia, sir, if I may, though, according to the Bible, in the Lord's Passover, it is required that everybody has to drink some wine and eat some lamb meat, though, because it symbolized, the lamb meat symbolized the flesh of Christ metaphorically, and the wine is the blood of Christ metaphorically, though. So it's a requirement for everybody to do that. So what are they talking about?
That's what the Bible says. Well, Officer Yaquatas just said that's in the Bible, but of course you wouldn't ever know that. Here's the crazy part. Christians say you can't drink, but have you ever been to a Catholic church or an old school church, brother? What do you think that communion is? Right. I don't know if y'all even know what that is. You might have grown up in church to even know what communion is. Communion is every fourth Sunday, the church would have this little cups with, it's now grape juice with these little styrofoam. It's now styrofoam, the little round styrofoam crackers. I remember old school, brother. It was wine and saltine crackers. You understand? They changed it, so now it's grape juice and a little styrofoam bread. And they do that to symbolize the quote unquote Last Supper. They don't even understand the Last Supper was an actual high holy day. It was the Passover. Christians don't know what they worship. They don't know what they're doing. And that's why their whole entire existence as a doctrine is flawed, because they have created it on something that's not the truth. And that's why you can poke holes in a doctrine, a Christian doctrine, so easily, you know. Who got designer drug in Google? Somebody read that for me. Designer drug in Google.
Designer drugs are structural or functional analogs of controlled substances that are designed to mimic the effects of the original drug while avoiding detection and classification as illegal. Some older designer drugs are structural analogs of phenethylamines and psychoactive tritamines.
I'll break this down just to help everybody understand. When it says diggeth up evil, most people don't know. Majority of the traditional, I hate to use the word traditional, majority of the traditional drugs come from the earth. They are derived from the earth. Cocaine comes from the cocoa leaf. Heroin comes from the poppy flower. Marijuana, of course, comes from the marijuana plant. What I'm missing? Tobacco comes from the tobacco plant. These are drugs that you have to dig up. You have to cultivate as if it's a crop. They're literally cultivated. You're digging it up. You're planting the seed. You're tending to it. You're watering it. It has to get sunlight. Designer drugs, you understand, on the other hand, are what your Molly, your ecstasy, your PCP, your LSD, your meth, the water. That's a big one. Those are drugs that are not found in nature. They're not derived from a natural substance. They are lab created, and they're meant to mimic what the traditional drugs do. LSD is simply a designer drug to what? Shapat?
Heroin?
No. Salakia, I know most of y'all weren't drug addicts. I was a drug addict. Salakia. Thank the Lord for the truth. LSD is a mimic. It's meant to mimic what? No.
Salakia.
Go ahead, Mathiya.
Is it peyote?
Peyote and mushrooms. That's what LSD, the tablets, acid. It's meant to mimic the natural substance that's found, which you would call peyote, peyote is a cactus. Mushrooms are literal mushrooms. Designer drugs are nothing more than Esau creating chemical substances to replicate what these things that grow naturally do. That's why when it says an evil man diggeth up evil, it's referring to those drugs that you can dig up. You understand? Even now, I seen a documentary, and I think they were in Hawaii or some Pacific island where they had some type of bark from a tree, and they was it bark, something like some type of plant or bark, and they would mash it up, and they would drink they would add water and then strain it, and then they would boil it. And brother, that they said that drink was like a LSD beer. And everybody on the whole damn island is getting lit off, and they're just walking around just out of their minds off of it. Go ahead, Bakwash.
Like several things. There's a guy named Ray. Ray Joe says these guys are spreading hate, and I wanted to add to the LSD thing. You know that Esau would do, specifically the Vikings. Everybody knows about berserkers come from the Vikings or whatnot.
Right.
But the berserkers, what they did was they took some sort of plant and they would eat the boil the plant, they would drink it, and then they would hallucinate.
Right.
But it was so strong that they would basically render useless. So what they would do was filter it, and the way they filter it was one of the berserkers. It was like a group of them. One of the berserkers would take the plant, drink it, and go wild out, but then he would piss away. It would be filtered, and he would piss the stuff away. They would collect that urine, and when it's time to go into battle and go crazy, they would have a filtered use of that thing, and they would drink the piss. and go berserk.
You
True.
no, I believe you, Bakwash. You wouldn't understand the lengths Esau's willing to go through to get high. I mean, forget about it. Do you know there's a coffee that's made from monkey urine, some type of cat monkey or whatever it's called, some type of rainforest monkey? There's a coffee made from the feces of a damn monkey. That's not even, it don't even get you high. Esau will go through extreme lengths and all types of disgusting deviancy just to enjoy himself. What makes you think he's not going, brother, if he can chew your flesh to get a high, you better believe he's going to chew your flesh. Go ahead, Shapat.
Nah, it's crazy because the monkeys are eating like these berries or something.
That's what, yeah.
Kakai, is it a kakai?
Something like that.
And then when after he, let it come out the other end, they take it and filter it and grab those berries. Because they don't really digest them.
Right.
And they would use those as coffee beans.
Right, it's coffee beans. You can't begin to fathom the ways of Esau. We have made ourselves like Esau by doing these things. An evil man diggeth up evil, and he put it and he smokes it. You understand? Smoking is unlawful. Getting high is unlawful. You understand? That's what you want to say. You can't, when you breaking this down, don't say smoking is wrong. Smoking is wrong. But for people to understand what right and wrong is, you have to say smoking is unlawful according to God, because Esau has made it lawful. So when you say smoking is unlawful, it's kind of you fighting back now against the propaganda. Smoking is legal. I didn't say smoking was legal or illegal. I said smoking is unlawful. But what you mean? I'm glad you asked. There are laws in the Bible that the Lord said blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have to follow. Getting high goes against those laws. That's why we're not allowed to get high. You got to break it down to the simplest form, especially to somebody that's trying to get high. And let me help you. If you're breaking this down to somebody, they're not going to stop getting high. I want you to understand that. You understand? I remember I was getting high. I think Arawadia, he was with me. I was getting high with Arawadia. He wasn't getting high, y'all. I was getting high. And when I first heard this, ungodly man, nigga of evil, huh? That's crazy. That's deep. That's real deep. You understand? They're not going to stop getting high. All you can do is just do your part. You understand? There's a scripture that says some plant the seed and then another comes to water it. You planting the seed and letting them know the truth. You may not be the one to water the seed, or you could be watering a seed that was already planted. They might have already known smoking was bad, but now you giving them the proof. Yeah, brother, according to God, we're not allowed to get high. We're not allowed to smoke. You understand? Go ahead, Shapat.
It's like I said, I always come across those that say, well, God, maybe he grew it, you know what I'm saying? And some of it got good effects, like the marijuana, definitely the marijuana smoking. And I always tell them like this, like, well, when you using the marijuana or you got a prescription from a doctor, it's because you're sick. Are you sick? And they be like, no. I said, well, you're using it for evil, for recreational purpose.
Oh, yeah. And here's the thing. Everybody type in the chat, has smoking hurt or harm our community? If you had to pick between the two, there's no in between. Has getting high helped or harmed our community more? Type in the chat, helped or harmed. And I'm going to show you the problem with getting high, because what people will tell you the benefits of getting high, anybody that's rocking with me, any of the benefits that somebody that gets high, what are those benefits? Usually not the actual benefits, but if you notice, who do they apply to? If somebody's trying to argue you why they should get high and the benefits of it, who does those benefits usually apply to? Shapat?
Somebody that's sick.
Salaki.
Go ahead, Mathiya.
Usually applies to somebody who's dealing with trauma.
That's true. That's true. Adolphus, go ahead.
The person is doing it.
The person is doing it. It's very individual. It makes me more creative. See, I get in my zone when I get high. See, I'm able to lock in. I'm able to focus. It's never smoking helps me to be a better person to society. Smoking helps me to be a better member of my community. Smoking helps for us to be more lovable and peaceable amongst each other. You never hear that as a benefit. It's always an individual thing. Nobody can argue getting high and smoking has helped us as a community. If you believe that, you're gonna have to give me how it has helped our community. Go ahead,
Hey,
Bakwash.
sir.
Hold on. Go ahead. Let me get Bakwash real quick. Yaquatazar. Go ahead.
Young man DeCall says hurt. Black Diver says harm. Kelly Hughes says harm. Brown Hooded 1975 says harm. T. Williams says harm. So like this. Offside I1 says most definitely harm. Karen says harm. Yadawan says harm. And Ray Joe says smoking is helpful.
You said Ray Joe? No, Ray Joe, how is smoking helpful? Now we got one. How is smoking helpful, Ray Joe? And I'm not being facetious. You might be able to teach me something. How is smoking helpful? Type in the chat, Ray Joe. How is smoking helpful? Go ahead, Yaquatazar.
Here's a common sense one, sir. That's why like smoking is bad for you, especially for men, though, because first and foremost, when the smoke get inside your bloodstream, though, it decreases testosterone, and it would be extremely bad for a man. So why would a man want his testosterone decreased? It doesn't make sense. And here go another thing. You're inside a burning house, right? What's the first thing that's going to kill you? The smoke, before the fire get a chance to touch you. So to cut all that foolishness, though, if the smoke kills you in a burning house, though, that should tell you something.
Right. What you said is so true. This is how you know it's a demon, because it defies your very sense of self-preservation, meaning the Lord has given everything a sense of wanting to survive. The first reaction a baby has is to protect itself. That's why if you ever grab a newborn baby and you move too fast, newborn babies would instantly do what? Go ahead, say it, because you just did it. They jerk. That's the natural inclination. Nobody had to teach them that. They coming right out the womb, and you move too fast, they know to jerk, because that's their body trying to preserve their life. You understand? And so the Lord has created everything. Certain plants, brother, they grow towards the sun in order to ensure its survival. The fact that we do things that go against our very own survival lets you know that is a demon. Why would you inhale something that everybody knows is harmful? Like Yaquatazar said, if you've ever been in the fire, majority of people in the fire do not die from the actual flames. They die from smoke inhalation. Smoke kills you. Lung cancer kills you. Throat cancer kills you. Yet and still, we have found a way to try to justify the things that kill us, because if there's no benefit, it's a demon telling you. Go ahead, Bakwash. Did Ray Joe respond?
He says it helps you relax and calms you down after a bad day. Getting high seems great.
It helps you relax and calm you down. Getting high seems great after a bad day. The problem, Ray Joe, is smoking may help you relax and calm down. If that's the case, how has smoking benefited our community? If smoking helps you relax and calm down, why are there so many murders? Why is there so much violence and crime? If that's what smoking is supposed to do. If smoking relaxes you and calms you down, why is there so much violence that's directly tied into substance abuse? The problem is anybody that gets high, their justification is always how it makes them feel. And whenever you deal with people like that's focused on how they feel, they're willing to destroy everything around them for the sake of how they feel. That's the problem. Child molesters don't care about children. They're focused on how I can feel. And so because how they feel is censored to them, oh, they'll molest a child. It's not about this traumatizing and destroying this entire child's life. It's about, well, this makes me feel good. R. Kelly, all his songs is about how it feel good. Age ain't nothing but a number. I don't see nothing wrong with bump and grind. Of course you don't, Robert, because it makes you feel good to touch 13-year-old Aaliyah. The problem is you destroyed Aaliyah's life. You understand? The people that have their pleasure as the focus of their life will destroy everything around them. And that's why we have to get rid of that type of spirit, because what happens is you destroy the people around you and then they go and do the same thing. And that's why we have a community full of destruction. You understand? Was he holding anything? No.
Salak, y'all don't.
Go ahead, Barack.
I had a question that my question was on the topic
Yeah.
on what we was just speaking on as far as the smoking.
Yeah, go ahead, priest.
With concept the water. Just in general, I wanted the best way to destroy or to put a Christian in a chokehold. Typically, on how it is when we talk about when you shouldn't get high, you shouldn't smoke. The next thing, or the first thing that a Christian will say when they look at the I.S.U.P.K and they say, okay, well, y'all drink, or how's drinking any better? If smoking helps me sleep or helps me eat or whatever the case may be, and that's my way of relaxing, or that's my way of calming down or whatever it may be. And then somebody that drinks could say the same thing. As much as you could say that smoking kills your brain cells and everything else and above, drinking harms your kidneys and this and that. Biblically, and just once again, just to cut a Christian like the quickest way, what would be the best angle to take when it comes down to breaking down, the drinking aspect of things? I know it goes against our culture to be a drunkard, you know what I mean? But in the essence of not just health wise, but just cutting that particular thing when as soon as a Christian says, "Okay, well, y'all drink though," that particular thing.
No sweat. Excellent question. La Yashala. Before I get to
La
that,
Yashala.
right? So now somebody give me 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 23. If brothers, if you online, if you able to pour yourself a drink, have a drink with me. If you online, you understand? If you got to get up and get it, turn your camera off, grab you one and come right back. If you're not able to, it's cool. Stay right there. But if you're able to get one, have a drink with me. You understand? While we get these precepts. Right? Somebody get 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 23. You got it, young man? Let's get it. If you could, brother, please.
1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 22, 23. Drink no longer water, but use a little wine for thy stomach's sake and thine often infirmities.
This is the Bible. And Barack, what you said is usually what happens when you bring up you can't get high. Christians will now try to go into the science of alcohol versus the drug they're on. The logic behind that is you can use that to justify anything. The doctors say red meat is bad for you. Don't they say? They say red meat is bad for you. They say what's some things that they say? They say pasta is not good for you. Rice that's full of starch, potatoes. If we go into that, if we go with that logic, everything that we consume is bad. You understand? Everything. This is why the argument. This is why I addressed it. When you break it down, getting high, you have to go to what's godly and ungodly, because we ain't talking about now what you deem as science. We're talking about what God said is right and wrong. The reason why we can drink and you can't get high is because God has given us permission to drink. God has not given us permission to get high. This scripture we're reading right here is express permission that you can drink. Let's tell them where you at and read it again.
1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 23. Drink no longer water.
Drink no longer water. Now, last time I checked, water was the best thing your body can have. Right? That's what I thought. Water is what they tell you is what they say is life sustaining. Our bodies are made up of 75% water. Here's the thing. You talk to a drug addict, brother, they'll tell you water is bad for you. I seen some drug addict online and the nigga said, stop drinking water. I turned it off. I said, nigga, please. There's nothing you can tell me at that point. Stop drinking water. The nigga said, you got to get all your water from the fruits. And this is drug addicts will tell you all types of nonsense to try to justify what they're doing. They will make water bad. You understand? The problem is water is not unlawful. The problem is alcohol is not unlawful. Your weed is unlawful, according to God. Now, you can bring up the science all you want to. The problem is we're talking about what God has allowed and what he hasn't allowed. And that's why the focus has to stay on what's godly and ungodly, not what's healthy and unhealthy, quote unquote. Let me get Bakwash and then Shapat.
Still like the other one.
Hold on, Barack. Let me get Bakwash real quick.
All those rehabs that come with science and medical journals and all this stuff saying how it can help X, Y, and Z. But they never take it for that thing. Mm-hmm. And when they do so-called take it, it always has to be smoked.
Yeah. It's always got something to do with smoking. You understand? Go ahead, Shapat.
Sir, what's the way to come back when they say, I mean, do we even just try to even give a damn when they say, well, everybody got to die some way? Because I catch that towards the end. After all that explaining, they always say, well, so everybody got to die some way. I'm going to die happy.
Yeah, go die. Shalom, go die. Yeah, just go, Shalom, go die. Go slit your throat tonight. If we all gotta die some way, do yours quickly. Do it like a man and put the pistol in your mouth. You understand, right? You understand? Jump. You understand? Go ahead, do it. If we all gotta die, why are you prolonging it? Just go do it. Just go do it. The problem is we all have to die, but nobody wants to die. You understand? Everybody acts like death is inevitable, which it is. But when it comes down to it, these are the same people that will snitch and lie and steal to save their own life. Nigga, you ain't trying to die. You're not. You're getting high to enjoy yourself. You're not trying to die. You understand? So that whole argument, we all got to die. Well, go die. Go die then. They don't want to die. Anything to get out the corner. That's it. They will say anything to get out of the corner and to relieve themselves of the guilt that they're feeling. Go ahead, Barack.
Got it, because sir. With on the health aspect of the nature, when you take the route of saying that smoking, can harm your body in these ways. And then when we look at, of course, how black people we abuse these drugs that we use, they don't do it in moderation. Versus the Bible says to do all things in moderation. Mm-hmm. The essence of drinking liquor in the Bible, telling us that we can't be a drunkard, telling us, giving us reason to be able to have some strong, but having that aspect, could you take the route of saying that, okay, in moderation, that this is something that the Lord, this thing that he allowed wasn't intended to harm us?
No. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to give you a perfect example. As a priest and prophet of God, when you tell a Christian you can't eat pork and they ask why, Barack, let me get you first. What is your response?
My first response is that because God says so.
That's it. When you go to the health route, you open the door for all types of excuses and nonsense. I don't ever go the health route. Who gives a damn about which is true. Everything you said is true. Doctors say wine every day, a glass of wine is healthy. It's full of antioxidants. It's good for your health. It's good for your blood. But I don't even go that route. I don't even go the health route. I go the lawful and unlawful route. It's when you say you can't molest children. Does anybody ever ask why? Seriously, if you ever tell somebody you can't, ask the person that's debating to get high. Can I molest children? No. Why? Because it's wrong. Wrong according to who? It's just wrong. And I'm supposed to just stop molesting children because it's wrong? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I don't have to hear, you're going to get caught. You're going to, don't nobody got to ever go into the science of how molesting children is wrong. Nigga, it's wrong. Furthermore, it's wrong because God said it's wrong. Going into the science, brother, go molest children then, you disgusting piece of filth. If I have to explain to you why you shouldn't molest children, go molest children and go die. You understand? I don't ever get into the argument of the health and the science, the quote unquote science. If God said don't do it, You can't do it. You understand? Now, some people like to expound on that. I personally, since I've been in the truth, I've learned to not do that. You understand? Because what that does is it's you wasting time. When somebody, just like if you have to explain to somebody to not molest children, you best believe they molesting children still. They're not going to stop molesting children based off of you telling them why they shouldn't. If I tell you shouldn't molest children because it's wrong and you question it, you're going to continue to do it. I personally, Barack, don't go into the science and everything, but what you're saying is true. When you look at anything the Lord allowed us, there's practical knowledge to it all. Let's read this scripture and I'll give you the practical knowledge for this. Tell them when you get read again, Adolphus, if you could.
1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 23. Drink no longer water.
This is not telling you don't drink water like that dreadhead hippie high nutcase. It's not saying don't drink water. It's giving you a specific situation where drinking water is not going to cut it in this situation. Drink no longer water. Go ahead.
But use a little wine.
And any brother online got a drink? No, he ain't drinking with me. No sweat. La Yasha Allah.
La Yasha Allah.
But have a little wine. Go ahead.
For thy stomach's sake.
For thy stomach's sake. Go ahead.
And thy often infirmities.
What does it mean to have wine for your stomach's sake? Anybody know what that's talking about? Go ahead, young man.
You might have an upset stomach.
That's good that you would think that. That's what it sounds like it's saying. That's not what it's saying. Go ahead, Bakwash. Hold on. Who's that online? You ain't gonna go, Bakwash? Go ahead, Arawadia.
Oh, Salaki, sir, if I may. It's talking about, is it talking about, your troubles throughout the day, your time, you being stressed out, take a chill pill and have yourself a little drink.
Yes. Give me a little bit more, Shapat.
Digestion?
Nope. And ain't talking about no science here. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say so that you can stomach what you're about to face.
The water. You getting more to the spirit of it. Oh, you went over what you got it. What's another word that we use today for stomach? Shapat?
Endure.
What's another word we use for stomach? Come on. So that's another word. Who that? Somebody online?
Trooper Mafia, sir.
Go ahead, Mafia.
Usually we say stomach the pain.
Okay, what's another word we would use for stomach?
Salaki.
Hold on. Let me get Officer Sawap. Oh, Salaki, mighty man. Yeshua. Go ahead, mighty man. What's another word?
Belly.
Your belly. That is another word, but there's a better word that brings what this is saying. Go ahead, your Quatazar.
Trooper Halak said guts.
Gut. The whole phrase of you got to have some guts. What is that? What does that mean? It's like, man, have some guts. What is that saying? It's referring to having courage. The Bible is saying there's a certain situation that requires you to have a little wine for your guts, not for the health of your digestive system and the health of your colon. It's not talking about that. It's talking about there's certain situations, brother, where have a little bit of wine. How many brothers have ever, when you first had this, your first camp speaking, and you had to have a little sip of some strong drink for the guts to go up there and speak for the first time? Many brothers. Go ahead, Sawap.
Yes.
When officers say belly now, it's like that Benjamin too now, because we say you had a real belly to do that. So it's like how you would say God, I would consider that like a do like too now. But how we just say in Caribbean, a real belly now. So,
oh, okay. So lock it too, mighty man. See, that's why I'm glad the 12 tribes coming together, because I'm not a Benjamite, I'm a Judite. So we say guts, they say belly. So the officer was correct. It is for Benjamin, belly. You understand? To how we say guts, they would say belly. So the brother was absolutely right. It's saying the same thing. We just use different words. You understand? For your courage. Have a little wine for your courage, your infirmities. Have a little wine to now, like you say, you got a long day. Don't go roll up no blunt, man. Have you a little wine. I had a long day, brothers and sisters, and I'm going to have some for my infirmities.
Right.
You don't have to get high. Go ahead.
It's like I had a precept, sir.
Go. Is that our Wadia?
Go
ahead, go ahead.
Let's use this the book of Mark, chapter 16, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
They shall take up serpents, and if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover.
Break it down.
No, I was asking, sir, can we use this as a precept as far as like when we do stomach these things, you know, have some guts, you know, whatever, like you said, the health thing. We're not worried about what Esau say how healthy it is or what you should and shouldn't do. Can we use this as saying, yeah, we gonna drink and eat the poison anyway, but the Lord is with us, so it doesn't even matter. We're gonna overcome it.
The water. Yes, you can use it. I was going to say no at first, but you tied it back in. So yes, you can use it. You would have to be very careful in breaking it down just like that, though, because you might confuse somebody if you try to break it down any other way. The way you just broke it down, you can use it. You understand? You, once again, stomach something is to have courage. And that's what this is saying right here. The whole idea that alcohol is bad for you and this is not, I'm not trying to hear that. The whole, even vegans will try to argue you, meat is not good for you. Okay, nigga, go eat your berries and let me have my lamb chops. The Lord said it's lawful. I'm going to have what the Lord said is lawful. You don't let people create restrictions that the Lord didn't give. I'm not listening to what you're telling me. If the Lord said I can have it, God damn it, I can have it. The Lord said I can have 5 wives. You better believe I'm going to have every last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Who are you to tell me I can't? If the Lord said I could. And so it's the same thing. You're allowed to drink because the Lord said so. You're not allowed to get high because the Lord said so. That has always have to be the basis, what God says. And that's how you do the whole the getting high thing. Go ahead, Bakwash.
Judite says, you know, guts. Benjamin says belly. And Yashka says huevos.
Huevos, the water. It's the same thing, man. Have a little wine for your huevos, cojones, your belly, your guts.
Right.
That's what it's talking about. This is our culture. You understand? If you let Esau read this, Esau will have you believing you got to drink some wine for your stomach's health. It's not what it's talking about. Although there are benefits to drinking wine every day. It's not what this is talking about. We ain't going into the health. You understand? We're going into what the Lord has allowed. You understand? And the practical application on why it's good for wine. That's a practical application. You got to go into some conference and speak. A lot of people do this. They have a little quick shot of something to help them for their guts. They have the guts and get up there and speak. Go ahead, Shapat. I'm coming to you, Quatisai. Give me 1 second. Go ahead, Shapat.
I also run across people who say, well, the Bible says wine, not liquor. And I point out to them that it's like a million scriptures in the Bible that say strong drink. You know what I'm saying? But is anyone in particular that you would pull when somebody says it?
Yep, get me. Give me Salakia, hold on. Give me Proverbs chapter 20, verse 1. No, hold Proverbs. Give me Proverbs 31 and 6. Proverbs 31 and 6.
Oh God. Book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 6. Give strong drink.
Give what?
Give strong drink.
Nah, give wine, brother. Wine. See, I've heard it before too, Shapat. My grandmother, my uncle has a fake Israelite group. My blood uncle, he has a wilderness Israelite group. They went and bought RVs and bought some land, and they went out in the middle of Arkansas, and he got some little Israelite congregation, and they think they have the truth. Of course, he don't ever want to debate because he knew early on I'm in the UPK and you're going to lose. You understand? I've been looking forward to the debate since I've been in the school. He doesn't want to do it, and that's fine. The UPK is undefeated because we follow Christ. We have the doctrine of Christ, one West. I remember my grandmother telling me, "You're not allowed to drink. God said you are allowed to have wine, not liquor. Liquor is a spirit. That's why it puts spirits on you." I hear you, grandmama. You know, I hear you trying to get deep. The problem is you've been learning from uncle too long instead of learning from Christ. The Bible just said this. Read it again.
Oh, God. So the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 6. Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish, and wine unto those that be of heavy hearts.
Once again, if Esau reads, give strong drink to him that is ready to perish, think how Esau thinks. What do you think Esau would say this means? Shapat? You on your deathbed. Meaning give alcohol, give strong drink to those that's getting ready to die. What is this scripture really saying, Shapat?
Ready to die.
Meaning what?
Like you about to go into battle.
Give me some more. Give strong drink to those ready to perish. Okay, this shouldn't be hard if you're Black, Hispanic, or Native American. Every last one of us has experienced or felt this. Go ahead, young man.
Difficult situation. Emotional.
Oh, give me more on what you just said, the emotional part. It's not hard. It's very simple. Very simple.
Feeling like suicide.
What feeling leads to feeling suicidal? Because depression. When you're ready to die. You understand? That's very common in our community. We battle depression. Damn near, brother. That's just it's just part of being Black, Hispanic, or Native American. Fighting depression, fighting being down. And the old days, the old folks used to call it having the blues. You understand? I got the blues. You understand? Being down. When they say I'm down, you're not literally down. It's just the feeling you are that you are now low to the ground. You're low. When they say you have the blues, you're not literally blue. You're feeling sad. You're feeling down. And because we live in such terrible conditions, and because we follow after our oppressors' culture, we live lives, brother, where depression follows us everywhere. You understand? The Bible says that in Deuteronomy, that it'd be nighttime and we would wish it was day. It'd be daytime and we will wish it was night, meaning we trying to escape the time we in. You understand? We're depressed. You understand? You just wish that you were not where you are. That's very common in our community. The Lord is saying, give strong drink to those that are ready to perish, meaning having a strong drink helps. You know how many times I've been around brothers and you could tell they come in around the brothers and their countenance is low and they get to sitting around the brothers and we get some drinks going around. Oh, that nigga, the happiest nigga in the room. You understand? It's beautiful. You understand? The Lord, he understands his children. You understand? This is our culture. You understand? It just gave you right here. The scripture just said, give strong drink for those ready to perish and give wine to those that what? I'm coming through Shabbat.
That be of heavy hearts.
That be of heavy hearts. That lets you know this is not a literal physical thing. A heavy heart is not talking about you got a heart condition. It's talking about you're heavy hearted. You're full of burden. You're full of grief. You're full of worry. Most of us, brother, we don't make enough money. That's, man, if you're Israelite, brother, we worrying all the damn time. How I'm gonna pay this bill? The job don't pay enough. They should be paying me this, but they're not paying me what I'm worth. How can I live off of this? How, I got this rib barking down my back. These kids need this. Our lives are full of worry. And sometimes, brother, a good drink or some wine is the remedy. Right. You don't have to get high. Furthermore, you're not allowed to get high. Right. So for those that say it's just wine, give them this. You understand? Strong drink and wine. There's a difference. Strong drink is what we would call today liquor. You understand? Somebody online has something on. Go ahead. And Mathiah hand up too. I'm coming to you, Mathiah. Let me get Officer Yaquatazar.
It's Wab, sir.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Mathiah. Yaquatazar, It's like you quantify. You want to say something? Oh,
it was on the other topic though, but I'm too wild.
Okay, no sweat. Salaki too, priest.
But you go, sir. Water.
Okay, Salaki too, priest. Go ahead, Mathia.
Sir. It was two things. One was on the other topic, but I have one for this topic. I remember during Yahanna watching one of his shows, and he was talking about this very thing, and it cut me to piss because this is when I was a young man, and and the brothers, like the homeless brothers, and they be asking for money, and then they be like, I had most people antagonizing, like, all you gonna do is get a drink. Well, these brothers is living in darkness. So when he brought that up and broke that down, I was like, man. So from there, it really, that Bible is the truth.
Listen, Mathia, what you said is so heavy. I remember specifically and very vividly when Commander General Yahanna said that, because it cut me too. And I was in the truth, bro. That's how shameful it was for me. I was an officer in here, and I still had that Christian mentality. I ain't giving these niggas money. All he gonna do is go get a drink and get drunk. How dare you? How dare you look at a brother that is living on the goddamn streets and now fault him for wanting a little medicine? How dare you? You understand? The Christian church, once again, makes the things that the Lord said is okay, they make it ungodly, as they ignore the actual things that God said is actually ungodly. Jamal Bryant is investing in weed dispensaries and weed farms. Jamal Bryant is a famous pastor that used to be in Baltimore. Baltimore ran him out of the city, and he moved to Atlanta to be his full gay self. And now he's investing in the marijuana business. Yeah, see, the church, they embrace evil, but at the same time, they'll look down on the man that needs some drink to get him through the night just to make it another damn day. The Christian church is the house of Satan. And I thank the Lord for freeing me and every last one of you brothers and sisters from that church. If you grew up in church, I thank the Lord for freeing us from that witchcraft. Go ahead, Shapat.
Like, two things real quick if I could. The lavender lads are no different than the Christians because they don't even feed the poor. You know what I'm saying? But I remember General Yahanna was breaking the same thing down as well. And he was like, you give for the goodness of your heart. Like, show that you're a good person, because even if you give it, if you go buy them some food, now they just gonna save the money they had for food and that go to the drink. Yeah. So no matter what you do, they still gonna drink. Yeah. It ain't, you give out of the goodness of your own self.
The water, it ain't your concern. You ain't giving to try to now police what he gonna do with the money. Since you policing what he gonna do with the money, how about you police where he gonna sleep tonight?
Right.
Since you got so much concern on what this poor man is gonna do with the money, how about you have that same concern about where he gonna sleep tonight? Now I can understand that. If you're gonna go as far as to say, brother, I ain't gonna give you this money because you're gonna get drunk. Where you sleeping tonight? Okay, let's find you somewhere to sleep tonight. Then I can kind of look at you like, okay, you're still wrong, but I can kind of understand that more, because it's like, okay, you're not being a hypocrite and now want to police one part of his life. If you want to police his life, police his life. Get him somewhere to stay, get him a job, get him some clothes, police his life, or give him the damn money out of the kindness of your heart and shut up and move on. The Christian church is evil. Go ahead, Bakwash. Go ahead, Arawadi.
Oh, yeah, Salaki, sir. The first thing, like when brothers was back in the world, we asking for money for a drink too. We just had shelter.
Yeah, you know? That's the difference.
And the brother Jamal Bryant, he took over. Well, the congregation appointed him leader of the church over when Eddie Long, got up out of here. Salaki, I yield.
That's right. He took over Eddie Long's church, the known child molester. You understand? The church is evil. What else we got online? So I know somebody else had a question.
Hey, Slocky, sir.
Go ahead, Yaquatazar.
If I may, I ain't trying to go off topic though, but this was referring about like you looking out for a brother or sister that really needs some money or needs some help, assistance like that.
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I asked that, I mentioned that because like back in 2021 though, before the Cocoa Beach Passover, the day when I got my no, it was after the Cocoa Beach Passover though. The day when I got my Hebrew name in the aftermath of the patron shooting in Buffalo, New York though, it was a brother, right? And I was with Captain Azani and them, and we had the waters. The Cap was trying to offer the brother some water, and he said no. He said nay. Then he turned around, come asking for some money, because it's a balance to that though. It's a spirit of like, you can sense if somebody really need help or somebody try to bullshit you, Salaki. And that's a fact though. And I learned that from Cap though. I was still pretty young though. I gave the brother $20 anyways. And Officer Thon Wangerbar pulled me to the side to check me. He ain't checked me bad though, but he was just trying to show me something though. Like why Cap said no, la because we got, in a sense, we got to be careful and sets people's spirits out, because people can try to play you. We can help. We help our people. We feed them and we clothe them and we look out for them though. But also we kind of sense their spirit though, because we could tell like if somebody try to help themselves out or they try to BS us though, sir. Salaki.
Somebody give me Matthew 10 and 16. Matthew 10 and 16, real quick. What else we had online, Bakwash?
There's a question from Ray Joe again.
What is Ray Joe's question?
He says, who is Esau? And then Mike says, weed over drink. Weed is relaxing and calm.
Of course it is, Mike. Weed is relaxing. Weed is calm. Okay. Go get high, Mike. You understand, Mike? Eventually, I'm coming to you, Barack. Mike, eventually, you're going to have enough masculinity and strength to say drink over weed. I understand, brother. I was you, Mike. I probably was worse than you because I was right. You asked Awawadi. Awawadi is the brother that showed me the UPK videos, and he showed me the videos, and I used to always say, I'm not trying to hear that SHIT. I'm trying to get high. And he'll play the videos, and we'd be in my truck, and I'll be rolling up. You understand? Loading the blunt up with as much weed as I can fit in this roll up. Trying to stuff all the weed nuggets in this roll up, and the class is playing in the background, and I'm talking smack about the class. Mike, eventually you will have the courage, the masculinity, and the fortitude to say drink over weed. You will. I didn't think I would ever be a brother to say that I don't get high, but here I am. So I understand, Mike. I ain't gonna jump on you about it. What I can tell you is getting high is wrong, and there's consequences for going against God. That is what I will tell you. And I know firsthand, there's only but so long you can go against God, and then you just think that's that. There is consequences for going against God. And what's going to happen is you're going to see that God is not to be trifled with. You're going to find out that the God of the Bible is not somebody that you can, the God of the Bible is not some hoe that you can finesse and deal with when you're ready to deal with. The God of the Bible is the supreme power of the universe. And being an enemy to him is bad for your health. Forget the weed. Being an enemy to him is bad for your health. And what's going to happen is you're going to have something happen in your life, and you're going to hear the words of the I.S.U.P.K. And you're going to know this is happening because I disregarded what God said. Don't let that happen, Mike, because what you lose, you may not be able to get back. Ray Joe said, hey, who is Esau? I'm coming to you, Ray Joe. Read Matthew 10. Would I say 16? 15. No, I believe it's 16. 16? Yep.
10, verse 16. Mm-hmm. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
Stop right there. This is Christ speaking to his disciples. You understand? And Officer Yaquatazar, he got checked from the men above him because the men above him under commanding General Yahanna, who follows Christ, understand this very well. Christ is telling his disciples, you understand, I send you out as sheep among wolves. Christ is not saying, Christians try to use the scripture to justify a man being weak and gay and soft. That's not what Christ is saying. All the men that rolled with Christ were hardcore men. Christ is saying, as hardcore as you all are, I'm sending you out to do a job amongst evil. I'm sending you out as much as street smart as all of us are, brother. We live in a world where some brothers' entire lives is just built on getting over. His entire existence is to how can I get over? Who can I get something out of? How can I finesse? Christ understood the practical knowledge of where we live and what we deal with. And he's telling you, I send you out as sheep among wolves. And because I send you out as sheep amongst predators, people looking to consume you, this is what you have to do. Let's finish reading. I'm gonna get you spot. This is what you have to do. Go ahead.
Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. And this is why the UPK is so special, because in here there are men above you to see and have the foresight where you wouldn't see. The blind spots that you have, there are men above you. It's not a blind spot for them. They have clear 20/20 vision on things that you just can't see. You understand? It's just a beautiful thing, because if you listen, if you get counsel, you have no blind spots because somebody's looking for you. Somebody can tell you, brother, I would not do that way. I would not say that way. I would do it like this. Now, if you're the type of person that is full of pride and full of ego, you'll operate in darkness, in those blind spots. And what you realize is you'll make the wrong decision every time. You won't be wise as a serpent, and you'll just get consumed. You'll be a sheep without a shepherd. You'll get consumed, because Christ just told us the condition. We are sheep among wolves. And here, following the shepherd means safety.
Right.
You understand? Don't think you can go out and now and do your own thing and you ain't gonna get consumed. You are a sheep among wolves. Be wise as a serpent, but also harmless as a dove. Go ahead, Bakwash. Slack it. Let me get Shapat, then you, Bakwash.
Salaki, sir, about me, I remember Cotton Shock telling us time after time that, we've been in the truth for so long that we may have been as street smart and like wolves, but we're no longer we don't think like that no more. That's why you always say, because you in the truth, this is your answer.
Right.
But think like somebody in the world.
Exactly.
Because, we think in a whole different way than what we used to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they still on it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing too. I'd rather be a sheep than a wolf. We've been wolves, and guess what? You would think you'd rather be a wolf. Being a wolf, brother, is not working. It's just not working. If that's the case, we would continue. We would be in the world and be wolves. But the thing is, that's not working. It's not working for us. You ain't eating good. You understand? You're not living good. Being a sheep underneath Christ is what works. And that's why we're here. And that's why more of our people should be in here. And that's why we have to push so hard. And part of that push in doing this job is to be wise. You understand? That wisdom doesn't come from you. If any man believe in himself to be wise, he is a fool. That's in Proverbs. You get wisdom from the men over you. Go ahead, Bakwash.
Sir, with that being said, I remember when I first came into the truth, I was a young officer, and I posted something on Facebook, and I kind of knew I wasn't supposed to post that, but I thought I could kind of get away with it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even 5 minutes later, I got a call from Captain Shop.
Yeah.
Slacky, brother. That post that you took it off. From then on, it was a good number of years that I didn't say anything really on Facebook, because I had to, find that wisdom in order, to not shame the school, not shame myself, and to be wise.
Yeah.
But there's also a comment online as well.
The water. Of course, what you said is so heavy. A lot of people don't know this. And you might know it. For those that's in DC, because you don't get to see it as often, brother. I used to get checked every class after we left as a young officer. Brother, what did you mean when you said that to this brother? Because I had a problem with talking, meaning I would say things, and because I'm sincere, as sincere as you believe you are, you don't understand that you may say things, brother, that are just absolutely offensive. And that's something that I had to learn the hard way, because once again, we come from different backgrounds, and I grew up in the environment where you say what's on your mind, regardless of how anybody feels. And so I tried to bring that, what I call realness, into the truth, and realize that is not how we move in here. And every class, I kid you not, brother, every single class, I will get a call about something I said. Brother, why did you say that to this brother? What did you mean when you said that? It took a couple of them calls, brother. After a while, that wisdom now it takes somebody to trim the fat. And what it does is you driving like this, it takes somebody to keep the wheel straight. And after a while, enough check-ins, you can now hold the wheel straight yourself. You understand? Now you can you take the training wheels off and you can ride the bike without falling. But it takes somebody over you to have that wisdom to correct you, to hear that's not, you shouldn't say that like that, or you shouldn't say that.
And sir, and Salakia, sir, what you saying?
Hold on, your partner. I'll give you 1 second. Let me get Shapat real quick. Go ahead, Shapat.
Salakia, real quick. I said something out loud one time, not thinking it was offensive to somebody. Got taken to counsel. In the council, I'm trying to justify what I said and didn't realize I offended everybody in the council. And I just went ahead and just apologized.
Yeah.
Because it dawned on me like I'm offending everybody in here trying to justify what I said and offended one person.
Yeah.
It was offensive.
It was offensive. Yeah. That's this place. And if we can get into the spirit of just watch what the F you say, brother, we can grow. That's the problem in our community now. We too stuck on, well, I kept it real. Yeah, Dave Chappelle had a skit called When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong. Nigga, keep it quiet. How about keeping it real? Keep it quiet. That's the best thing you can do because you don't know what to say. You don't know how to say it. So just be quiet and learn how to speak. And over time, you'll have enough wisdom to know what to say in the right moment. And that's the sweet spot because now you can be effective in the truth. You understand? Go ahead, Yaquat Azar.
And Salakia, sir, the water forgive me the floor though, because Captain Azar, ever since I was a young man, right before I got my Hebrew name, though, he said similar to what you said. In this school, we go teach you what to say, what not to say, when to say it, and how to say it, and how to address everything in a professional manner. And that's so happy to understand. That's what made me so efficient learning from a brother like you that's above me, and all the brothers in this chat though, these men above me, and even the brother below me though. I learn from every brother and sister that's in the school. I do like a whole lot of observing because it goes a long way.
Listen, brother, we learn from Commander General Yahanna, and I thank the Lord for raising up such a righteous steward over the Lord's sheep. Because, brother, it could be another way. We got it good in the truth. Right. You understand? It's a lot of things the Lord shields us from because we follow a man that follows Christ. We got it good in here, brother. A lot of problems that you think we have, or that you don't see what it could be. You don't see the flip side. You understand? You think because them cats wear purple and they got a lot of people and a lot of women in their organization, you think that they doing something right. You don't know the half of what's going on the inside and behind closed doors. You understand? Give me Genesis 25 and 25. Yeah. Somebody go ahead, Quash.
Gotcha. Mike replied. He said, "I got diabetes and I need one to cope, but drink is sugar." And then also the one y'all says James 3, 5, and 6. So what you're saying right now?
Right. James 3 and 5. Mike said he has diabetes. Mike, did your doctor prescribe weed for your diabetes? You understand? I understand you saying. Now, here's a difference between me and a lot of weed heads. In the world, I never try to justify my weed as for my health. I understood. I do this because this feels good. It feels good. I love it. I love it. I love it. You understand? I was never that type of cat to lie to myself. It's for my health. No, nigga. We get high because it feels good. So it's now I understood you, Mike. Now you kind of drifting because now you say you got diabetes as if that has anything to do with smoking. Did your doctor prescribe you marijuana for your diabetes? Yes or no? Let me know. Did your doctor say, you know what, you have type 2 diabetes? You should consider this marijuana treatment. Did he prescribe that for you? Go ahead, Shapat.
Like if that was the case, my grandmother would have been on that.
Yeah.
We made her stop smoking them cigarettes. If she could have got a prescription for her diabetes, she would have been on that.
Oh, brother, forget about it. You know how common diabetes is in the black community? They be giving out weed prescriptions left and right. Diabetes is it's like high blood pressure. It's common. They're not subscribing. I know, let me not say for a fact, I'm almost 100% sure they are not prescribing weed for diabetes. What you have done is very dangerous. You have now created an excuse for your sin. And that's a very scary place to be. It's better off to be a sinner and know you weren't wrong as hell. And that's a good place to be. You understand? As far as a sinner goes, it's bad to be a sinner, but if you got to be a sinner, just at least know it's wrong. I knew getting high was wrong, but I wasn't quitting, because it felt good. When you are a sinner and you doing things that are wrong and you start to tell yourself it's because of this, that's a dark spot to be in. That's why they teach the gay community what? What do they tell the gay community? Go ahead, Bakwash.
You were born like that.
You were born this way. They have to tell the gay community you were born this way because now that gives them an excuse to do the things they do within this lifestyle. Whenever you start to justify sin, that is a very dark place you're in. You don't want to be there. You want to be at the point where you can say, okay, I'll get high. And this has nothing to do with diabetes. But I get high. I've heard that the Bible, these brothers say that God said it's wrong. So now let me start to cut back. Let me start to, I used to do 2 blunts a day. Let me do a blunt a day. Let me just see what it looked like to not do 2 blunts a day. Let me cut back to 1 blunt a day. Then you'll get to the point and you'll say, all right, let me smoke half a blunt and then I'll do the other half tomorrow. And then you'll get to the point and you say, you know what, I'm just going to do a roach a day. You're going to do a little roach a day. Then you'll get to the point where you'll say, you know what, I'll just breathe in the smoke when my homies is around. I'll just breathe the smoke in just to get my little fix. And then eventually you'll be able to say, I don't even want to be around the smoke anymore. I don't like the way that smells. Or I like the way it smells, but I'm not going to be around it. Everything takes time. Some people are able to just quit it and let it go. That's how I quit. Some brothers, they have to have a plan. What I suggest is, Mike, you come into the I.S.U.P.K. You can't fight your demons by yourself. You're getting jumped.
Right.
The demons are whooping your tail. They jumping you. You understand? Tag us in, man. Tag us in. You need some help. The demons, they got a strong demon on you, brother. Who I don't know what his rank is. That demon got a rank. He said, it's for your diabetes. That's what the demon told you. Right. You know you got that diet. You got that sugar. You know you got the sugar. You got to have a little weed for your sugar. The demon, he talking to you, brother. You're losing. Find the nearest I.S.U.P.K. school near you and come get some help to fight. You can't do it on your own. Right. Nobody can. You're going to have help. We're here to help. We're here to walk you through it. We're here to control your life. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you're so scared of somebody else controlling your life. We're here to control your life. We're here to tell you, not now, brother. Right. So anytime you want to hit a blunt, no, brother, not right now. So like you got to call every time you want to have a drink. So some of you brothers know what I'm talking about. Whenever you want to have a drink, you got a drinking problem. You understand? There's many brothers that came into the school with a drinking problem and had to call to request permission to have a drink. How many drinks did you have today, brother? I had 2. No drinks, brother. No drinks. We're here to control your life, and because we're here to control your life is going to be better because of it. Go ahead, Bakwash. Then we'll come to Shabbat.
He says I pick weed over drink because I got diabetes and drink has a lot of sugar. And he just wrote in, does weed kill testosterone?
Yes, but who cares? You understand? If weed boosted testosterone, God said you can't do it. I get your logic, and you saying you chose drink over weed. Excuse me, you chose weed over drink because alcohol has sugar. The part that the demon is tricking you, somebody break it down for me. Tell him the part that he's missing. He just said that he chose weed over alcohol because alcohol has sugar and he has diabetes. Somebody break down what he's not saying. Shapat?
Yeah, I mean that the weed is bad for you just as well. It'll kill you just as well.
That's true, but no.
Salakia.
It's simple. Go ahead.
You cannot smoke.
Okay, you more onto it. Give me a little bit more, young man.
You breaking the law of God?
That's true. It's simpler. It's just simple. Bakwash?
Sorry.
You don't have to smoke. He's saying it like I got two medicines. I got aspirin. I got ibuprofen. I don't take aspirin because I'm allergic to aspirin. So I take ibuprofen. He's saying it like it's two medicines that these are his two options. He's not looking at it as you only have one option. And if you can't have that option, then you just can't have none. He's still looking at it like these two things are like it's medicines. I got ibuprofen, I got aspirin. I'm allergic to aspirin, so I got to have ibuprofen. You don't have to get high. Weed is not even an option. Take weed off the table.
Right.
It's not an option. And stop lumping it with diabetes. It has nothing to do with the diabetes. You have diabetes, you can't have alcohol. So now you just can't get high because God said so. And now you can't drink because you're diabetes. Right. You understand? Have a steak, brother. Damn. You understand? You know the effect of a good steak? A nice, good, buttery steak with some smothered onions and garlic, brother. Damn, have a steak or something, man. Whatever your doctor say you're allowed to have with diabetes. But weed is off the table. And alcohol's off the table because of your health conditions, your diabetes. You understand? Go ahead, Shapak.
Like, so when you were saying that, when you make an excuse for your sin, that puts you in a real bad place. Mm-hmm. That's why in here we always say that Christianity is worse than crack.
Yeah.
Because at least the crack smoker knows that they're wrong, where the Christians, they make all types of ways and they don't think they're wrong.
Right. A crackhead knows this crack is terrible. As far as this crack is, I'm not supposed to be doing this. Yet they get high. Christianity teaches us to live lifestyles that are completely wrong, but then they train you and they sear your conscience to now eliminate the guilt of it being wrong. That's a scary place to be in. Read Genesis 25 and 25.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau.
The Bible is describing Esau. Somebody give me Obadiah chapter 1. Shapak, give me Obadiah 1, please. The Bible is describing Esau. Mike Joe, you asked who is Esau? The Bible says that Isaac and Rebekah had two sons, two twin boys. Their names were Jacob and Esau. The Bible is describing what Esau looks like, but the Bible does not describe what Jacob looks like. Why does the Bible describe Esau's appearance, but not Jacob's? We read about the birth of the two twin boys, Esau and Jacob. Why does the Bible only describe Esau? The Bible just said that this child came out red and hairy all over like a garment. Why does the Bible only describe Esau's appearance? Go ahead, young man.
Because it's strange?
Because it's strange. He does not look like everybody else. They didn't have to describe Jacob because Jacob looks like a typical person that's born. That's how people look. Esau does not look like everybody else. Esau is red and hairy all over. You understand? Esau is the forefather of the so-called white man. When you go into the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, it tell you Esau is the progenitor of the white race. You understand? It doesn't matter what country. A lot of people say, well, I'm from France. I'm not from America. The country has nothing to do with your family line. You understand? You could be from France, Portugal, Spain, Australia, Germany, Austria, Russia, Lithuania. Esau is the forefather of the so-called white race. We call them white because of our oppressor being a devil. But really, white people are not white. They're red. Right. If you ever seen a white child be born, they are born red. You understand? Go ahead, Bakwash. Oh, go ahead, Orwadi.
Oh, no. So like I was just going to say their whiteness is just a status, really.
That's it. The whiteness is when you speak about white people, you're speaking metaphorically. White people are not white. They are red. The various shades of red. You know, pink, red. You understand? And that's what they really look like. If you were to really describe how they look, they're not white. You understand? White is paper. I have never met a white person that looks like a sheet of paper. I have met a white person that looks like a damn peach or damn apple. You understand? Or pink. Go ahead, Shapap.
How about Donald Trump? He orange.
Yeah, they call Donald Trump orange. Orange is a variation of what color? Red. You understand? What two colors you need to make orange? So I'm taking some of y'all back to school. Go ahead.
Red and yellow.
Red and yellow. Red being the main color. You understand? Orange is a variation of red. Our oppressor, he's the red man. And here's some prophecies to prove that Esau is the white man. Obadiah chapter 1. Let's go.
The book of Obadiah chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God, concerning Edom.
Right.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord, an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
When you look at the demographics of the planet Earth, white people are not the majority. Because of Hollywood, because of propaganda, we believe that white people are the majority. There's so many different I've got the name of it. It's a phenomenon that we have where you believe that white people are everywhere when that's not true. White people are not the majority. They are in fact very small on the earth. You understand? And that's why white people have always been concerned with birth rates, because they understand just how small they are on the earth. You understand? They always been concerned with birth rates, how many children we're having, how many children they're having. That's why they push abortion on us, to try to make sure their numbers can have some type of numbers. You understand? Go ahead, because
No, I was just going to say Moab started it, and now Esau's jumping on that train, that bandwagon of importing colors to procreate with their she devils.
Yeah.
Because they have, the birth rate is declining so fast that they can't keep up with just being sustained.
Right. They said for the first time in history, white people's birth rate is lower than their death rate, meaning white people are not reproducing fast enough to maintain their population. Meaning, if this trend continues, they're going to die off. If the trend continues over a certain amount of time, they'll just keep dying faster than they're reproducing. They'll die off. The Bible said they're small among the heathen, but they're greatly despised. I know because you watch Hollywood, because you watch movies and you're so brainwashed by propaganda, you think the white man can go everywhere and he's loved and beloved. He's beloved everywhere and he's accepted. The white man is hated everywhere. You think we were the first ones to call the white man the devil? You are out of your goddamn mind. Just because countries do business with America, that does not mean that they love the white man. On the contrary, many countries hate America because they're forced to deal with the white man. The Japanese hate the white man. The Aborigines in Australia hate the white man. The Japhetic people that used to live in Europe hate the white man. The Afghanis hate the white man. The Africans hate the white man. The Arabs, forget about it. They hate the white man. We are the first people to call the white man the devil. He is greatly despised on the earth. And it's for just cause. He has been a virus on the face of the earth. He has gone everywhere and spread violence and chaos and confusion. That's his MO. That's what he's known for. And they know it. They know it. Keep reading.
Verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
The pride of thine heart have deceived thee. They really believe that they can rival God. They have made themselves to sit in the seat that God sit in. You understand? They believe that they are the superior being. You understand? The fact that white people even believe that they're a superior race to when black people exist is just, you got to be a prideful idiot. You understand? Like, Okay, that's what the 1936 Olympics was hilarious. Just in any Olympics. You mean to tell me you watching these black people smoke y'all around the track and you still in your mind believe that you're the superior race? You have to be a prideful bastard to really believe that. We just beat you. You just lost to niggas.
Right.
You understand? How are you superior when you just lost? Their pride. Keep reading.
Oh God. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. This is breaking down where our oppressor comes from. When you do the history, our oppressor comes from the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia. You understand? Those imposters that live in the land of Israel that call themselves Jewish, they are Russian, Ukrainian, Polish. They come, you look on the map of where the Caucasus Mountains are, it's in Russia. You understand? That's where they come from. They are the caveman. Whenever you see a caveman depicted, it's never a black person.
Right.
A caveman is always depicted as a white person. That's who they are. You understand? Neanderthals. They love living in the clefts of the rocks, the caves. Keep reading.
Whose habitation is high.
Mm-hmm.
That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Mm-hmm.
Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. If you look at every famous white empire, their symbol has always been the eagle. Nazi Germany was the eagle. Greece was the eagle. Rome, forget about it. That golden eagle was Rome's thing. They would have that on a scepter. You understand? America, their national bird, their national animal is a bald eagle. Out of all the animals they could have chose, they chose the bald eagle. You understand? They exalt themselves as the eagle. I don't know what the fascination they have with eagles. I don't know what it is about Esau and eagles. I don't know. Go ahead, Shaphat.
And though thou set thy nest among the stars.
And though thou set thy nest among the stars. Who was the first nation to go in outer space? Anybody know? I know you know, Shaphat. Let's see if we get somebody online. I know y'all know. Anybody in the chat or online? Who was the first nation to go in outer space?
Sir.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Whoever's speaking, go ahead.
Oh, it will be America first, then Russia.
Go ahead, Bakwas. Yes, Russia first. The Sputnik satellite. You understand? The first nation to go in outer space was Russia with the Sputnik satellite. America was second with them going to the moon. Of course, people debate whether or not they went to the moon or not. What we do know is the International Space Station is in outer space. That's real. And it's in outer space, and it's a joint international effort with the nations across the world have astronauts that live in this space station directly within the Earth's orbit. You understand? The first two nations to go out in space were both white nations. Russia is white people. America are ran by white people. You understand? These are two white nations. The Bible prophesied our oppressor going and setting his nest among the stars. That's what the Bible just said. The nest, once again, is staying with the eagle analogy. A nest is the habitation of the eagle. You understand? They have set their habitation in outer space among the stars. That's what the International Space Station is. And majority of those nations are white nations. France, the UK, Russia, America, Germany. I know China is one of them. I think India as well. Go ahead, Shaphat.
Come. Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
Thence will I bring thee down. The oppressor went to the moon in 1969. Guess what else happened in 1969? The I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General Yahanna was started. You understand? Yeah, see, you to know that this small group of niggas with boots, beards, and braids that y'all think is just crazy, uneducated, unemployed niggas, you didn't know that these are the men the Lord chose to bring down the greatest empire to ever exist on the face of the earth. And he's going to do it through the Spirit of Christ, not through bloodshed and violence and corruption like you do, oppressor. We're doing it through the Spirit of Christ. Keep reading.
Verse 5. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough?
Right. The Bible is saying Esau, he's so greedy. If you understand, when thieves and robbers, when somebody robs your house, they break into your house, they'll steal your TV, steal your PlayStation and your Xbox, take the good stuff. Not Esau. Esau breaks into your house and he wants the nails and the floorboard. He wants the copper wiring. He wants the wood beams. You understand? He wants the drywall. He wants the damn string on the ceiling fan. You see these little strings on the ceiling fan? He wants them for no reason. Esau, he's greedy. Enough is never enough for him. And that's why everything that he has built is not sustainable. That's why you hear white people, Generation Z, the young generation of white people. That's why you see videos of them on social media complaining about how they can't survive in the current economy. It's not sustainable because Esau is so greedy. He didn't create something that is synergistic, meaning he didn't create a system that builds on itself, meaning you get fed, I get fed. It works for everybody. He created something where it's all I eat and everybody starves. Well, how long do you think that can last? It doesn't last long. And so now what you're witnessing in front of your eyes is Esau's society is collapsing. It's crumbling. And anybody that has spiritual eyes, it's not hard to see. It's like being outside and you see clouds on the horizon, dark clouds. Anybody that can look at the clouds can tell it's getting ready to rain. Nobody will ever call you crazy if you're looking at the dark clouds and say it's getting ready to rain, y'all. But you look at the things that's happening in this society and we tell you America's going to fall and you think we're just some crazy niggas. See, the Lord gave us spiritual eyes to see the dark clouds, to see the rain that's coming. Keep reading.
Okay. If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
Right. So you can drop that right there. This is breaking down Esau. You understand it? The whole Obadiah chapter 1 breaks down who Esau is. You understand? Esau is the progenitor of the white race. You understand? So that's Esau, white people. Go ahead, Bakwash.
Mike had a follow-up comment.
Go ahead, Mike.
He says, won't lie, I'm making any excuse for the weed, but I'm depressed. That's why I choose it. I need one or the other. I'm going to try and stop the weed. Thanks for the class.
Give Mike a hand. Mike, what you just exhibited is why the UPK is so essential, because you were able to fight that demon and you can recognize now the real reason why you get high. And guess what, Mike? You get high the same reason why I got high. The same reason why every Black, Hispanic, and Native American gets high. Because of sadness, because of oppression, because of poverty, because of dysfunction, because of trauma. We don't get high for health's sake. Anybody that tells you in our community they're getting high for health reasons, they're lying to you and they're running from the real reason. And I respect, Mike, that you were able to fight that demon and tell the truth. You are getting high because of depression. Unfortunately, that's not exclusive to you. That's very common in our community. And we have the tool to fix depression, Mike. We have the tool. We have the remedy. You understand? It's brotherhood. I can say straight up and down, I fight depression. You know where I'm not depressed? Right now. Right here amongst my brothers. You understand? If just for a moment, it's beautiful. You understand? And that's why you have to show up as much as you can. You should appreciate the times when you're not depressed. Coming around the brothers is how you fight that depression. You understand? It's how you get stronger. It's how you fight the habitual and perpetual sadness that exists in our families. Some of us come from families, brother, where depression was just part of life. Somebody want to say something? Go ahead, Sawab. I'm coming.
Every point that is being brought out here is so important. And why? Why it's important? Because as a people and as a nation, we need this. And this is why when you draw reference to brotherhood, you actually feel that vibes, feel that spirit, and you actually being accepted amongst, let me say, a people or a nation. Because when we look at let me say these other nations, and when we look at their economy and their thriving economy, now we would see how they thrive and how they be, lifted up because of that same spirit that they took, or let me say, pattern from us in order to build the economy. And this is why our record is so important to us. And this is why people take things light and think when we say, come to class, come to school, like, share, subscribe to classes, and then they take it slide, but not knowing that it's so important because nobody brother just share. There is something that been witnessing coming into the truth where Commander General Yahanna has been bringing up righteous black men, and they have been portraying the same spirit or pushing the same spirit amongst all people, amongst the nation. So as I say to say this, brother, just as our king mentioned on these and all the laws and the commandments, the first is like unto the second. And this is right in the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General.
Give priest and officer 5,000 SWAP a hand. SWAP, that was beautifully said, brother. That well said. You understand? I damn near got to end it on that. You understand? That was well said because that's the truth. You understand? If the whole class was just for Mike, then that's what we did our job. Because I was Mike. You understand? We all were Mike. You understand? I'm not using Mike to try to shame. I'm saying, Mike, we are no different, brother. And trust me, what you feel, we have all felt, and some of us still feel it. We just are in a place now where we can fight. We have brothers to hold us up and fight. You understand? I don't know any brother that can come to class and stay depressed or stay angry. I don't know. Does that exist, y'all? The times I know brothers being brothers, I know we got this thing where you don't want to say when you're going through things, you got to fight that. So I know brothers don't ever want to say when they're depressed. Brothers, is there any brother that ever came to class angry or sad or depressed and he stayed that way?
I
don't think that can exist. You come in here, all your cares and worries is gone. Like I said, at least for the moment, and that matters. You understand? Because that's how you get strengthened. You get strengthened in those moments. Those moments, now you can go leave here with a little bit more strength to fight the next day. And that's all we got to do is just fight every day, day by day. The Bible says, don't care for tomorrow's worries. Tomorrow has its own problems in itself. Focus on today. You understand? I'm going to make it to class today. If you can't make it to class, I'm going to watch class today. I'm going to make sure I don't get high today. I'm going to go to a brother if he offends me today. You understand? I'm going to say no to porn today. I'm going to say no to adultery today. I'm going to not lie today. Everything is in the moment. And that's what discipline is. Discipline is simply making the right decision in the moment. That's what it is. It's just winning that fight, winning each small battle. That's what discipline is. Discipline is simply when you encounter those small battles, you are able to recognize it and say, I'm going to win this battle. And you should celebrate those victories because those small victories, what happens when you win? Anybody just in general, when you start to win, what normally happens? What's the natural response to winning? I know we are a bunch of losers in our community. Our community, we so programmed to lose. Some of us self-sabotage just because losing is familiar. But for those of us that's in the UPK and knows what it feels like to win, what feeling does that inspire in you, Shapat?
Courage and motivation.
To do what?
To keep winning.
To win again. If you ever been to the casino, brother, you could lose 30 times. You win one time. Oh, let me play again. I got to play again. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Chill. We ain't going yet. Wait. I just won. Let me see what could happen. Winning inspires you to want to win again. And that's why courage is contagious. Cowardice is contagious. You have to be around the right influences in order to help fight these battles. You understand? With that, y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Like Officer Sawab just said, don't take it as a small thing. You never know what brother needs to hear the Lord's words via the prophets under Commander General Yahanna. Like, share, subscribe. Let's push this truth. You understand? Let's wake up our people, because that's the whole goal. The goal is not for us to talk to each other and teach each other. The goal is to raise up our people, Christ's brothers and sisters, and to change our lives. You understand? Because that's how America falls. America doesn't fall with us getting money. You understand? Us getting money is not the goal. Us being in politics doesn't change anything. We change and bring down America through loving each other.
Right.
The harder Esau oppresses us, the harder we should love each other. It's like, you know what? Esau is fighting for me to hate my brother. And because of that, I'm going to make sure that I love my brother. Esau wants us to have a break in brotherhood. I'm going to make sure there's no break in brotherhood. So because of that, I'm going to go to he and thee alone, and we're going to sort whatever it is out. That way we can maintain the brotherhood and the love of Christ. You understand? Not that gay Christian love, but the true masculine love of the Holy Spirit. The love that abides by rule. That's real love. Abiding by rules and restrictions. The more you love your child, the more you restrict your child. You notice that? You can tell the parents that really love their kids because they're strict. Oh yeah, my child don't stay up past 9 o'clock. Like, damn, 9 o'clock? Yeah. No, my child don't stay up past this time. You know the parent loves the child through the restrictions. You understand? That's what we have to understand. These restrictions, the laws are meant to benefit us. You understand? And it's not hatred, it's love. We should follow our culture in the Bible and follow what God gave us. You understand? With that, we're going to pass over to Priest and Officer Shapataya.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. New rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are orphans for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, and the brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from their head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from their head to marry. Tithes, which is commanded. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. In the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, and it's pronounced I.S.U.P.K. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department of teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you like to give. Upcoming holy convocation, memorial blowing of trumpets, first day of the 7th month, Wednesday, the 2nd of October, 2024. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 to 25. Also, we're still in the cookout season. Coming up this weekend, isn't it, sir?
Yeah, this weekend.
This weekend, we got the headquarters, New York Cookout, from August the 30th to September the 2nd. The county cookout, the West Coast County Cookout, September the 26th through the 29th, and the Down South Houston Cookout, October the 31st, November the 3rd. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get all your reservations together, the travel arrangements together, and also can't forget about the Lord's 56th annual Passover in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Plenty going on throughout the whole week. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of events. We always do big parties. You know, the Passover itself is like a black royal ball. You know what I mean? You don't want to miss out. Make sure you get your travel arrangements ready and book your hotels. Anything you want to add to this, sir?
April 12th is wise now. It's very wise and prudent to make your Passover preparations starting now. I know Israel, we don't like to do anything until the month before. I know Israel, I know us as a people, you understand, and we like to wait the 30 days before to start making all the arrangements. Don't jam yourself up, man. You got ample amount of time. This is the earliest we've ever got our Passover date. You understand? Take advantage of knowing we're going to be in Atlanta April 12th. Request your time off. Get your passports in order. Get your garment. You pay your Passover fund. Do everything early, bit by bit, piece by piece. So Passover season come around, you ain't got a lot to worry about. Also, September 15th is the start of this year's Hebrew Academy. If you are participating in Hebrew Academy, you are to contact your head instructor in your zone to find out what you need for the academy. You understand? If you are participating in Hebrew Academy, get in contact with the head instructor in your zone to find out what exactly you need. You understand? Do not jam yourself up. Hebrew Academy is not mandatory. You do not have to do it. We will still love you. You're still a brother. You're still an officer. You understand? You don't have to do it. I just want to throw that out there. Do not think you have to do Hebrew Academy. If there's somebody telling you you have to do Hebrew Academy, take them to counsel. You understand? You do not have to do Hebrew Academy. You understand? Go ahead, Shapat.
Don't pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Tie your bootstraps. You know what I'm saying? For that Hebrew Academy. You know what I'm saying? That was it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm rocking the technical social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on. For I.S.U.P.K, events and materials. If a brother wants to be a troop in the school, you should start wearing all black. But you can lose black boots, black shirts, black pants, black hairband, or scarf. And with that, I say, I might you, which means to stand. Look at the courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Mount Shabbat. You might be. Barak.
Yahweh Bashim Yahshua
Yah Matah, class dismissed.
All right. I just want to say the water, I.S.U.P.K Trinidad, Prison Officer Sawab Bashab, the water to Officer Awadia, Officer Barak, Officer Yaquatazar, Trooper Mata, y'all for joining the stream. The water to all y'all. Shalom.
The water to you.